that you are in, and the next few minutes, maybe in the next 15-20 minutes, we will try and run you through what this room consists of, right, and what are the benefits that you get by using this room, and maybe give you to play around and introduce us to how we can convert multiple site calls into the same room. Okay, so as you walked into the room, right, maybe you would have realized the complete blueness of the room itself. Maybe you would have realized, there's something like a wow factor, and that's something what we wanted to create, a sensationalism inside the room. So did you see that? Did you feel that wow? Maybe not. Okay, so how does it happen, right? Just before that, how many of you in the room for the first time in the T3 room? Is it first time? For most of us, right? Great. So as you walk into the room, you realize that it's got a blue wall in the background, right, behind you, and also a blue wall behind the screens itself. Why is that? What is it trying to do? The idea is that you would have realized that this blue gives you a three-dimensional feeling, right? It feels like a three-dimensional, not a two-dimensional feeling, right? There are a couple of reasons why we designed it that way. Of course, the color blue was chosen, right? For one is that it helps you in getting you depth, right? So when I'm going to move forward and shake my hand, you'll actually see me coming forward, right? Or if I'm going to put my hand across, you can see a depth. Blue helps you get that benefit. That's why the color blue. Also, it's got another advantage. Typically, we look at the sky, and after a while, probably more than a minute, you don't get to see the sky as such. You look at the clouds, the birds. The idea is blue helps you, right, in fading into the background and puts the primary object in the front. So when you're in a meeting room, you don't want to get distracted looking into the things behind. You want to focus on the listener and the speaker, right? That's what the blue is all about. You might already also noticed the wood paneling on both sides of the room, right? One, of course, is that wood, it helps in calming, right? For the eyes, it's very soothing. Second, of course, is that you can see there's a perforation, right? There are holes in the wood. It has been acoustically treated so that when I'm speaking to you, I don't speak to you in an unnatural voice. I'm speaking to you in a natural voice. I don't have to shout. I don't have to talk softly. I don't even realize there's a microphone. I'm talking to you as if we were in the same room, right? So when you spend a lot of hours in the room, right, doing meetings, you don't want to start speaking in a voice which is not yours, and then maybe it helps doesn't help you in the long run. So those are two things about the color and the wood panel. As you have come in, you realize there are two lighting rays, right above you, right? And of course, the table that we are seated on is exactly the same. It's a grey aesthetically designed table. What this does, of course, is it reflects the light back, into my face, so that I look much better on the telepresent screen than in real person. All right. So maybe when you go a mirror view, Alok can show you how you all look on the screen itself. So this helps in reducing the glare, right? But helps in better reflection. So that's about the ratings, right? The room itself, you have the cable wells here for each of the tables. What the cable wells have is it's got an internet connection, it's got your connectivity to your PC, which helps you share data, right, at a click of a button. So I'll show you how that happens. And you have, as you noticed, you have seen, we have 3 65-inch LCD screens, right, each of them, with inverted cameras centrally positioned for each of the screens. What it helps you do is it helps in better eye contact. So it feels like you're actually looking at me while I'm talking to you, and I feel the same, right? And it only adds to the entire 3D portion effect of the room. Above you, if you see on top, you would see something called a document camera, right? There may be some part of something which you cannot have on the laptop. Maybe you want to show it to the receiver at the other end. So what we do is we can press on the document camera button there and actually share the data which is there physically with you. So maybe I can just show you quickly.
Document camera ก็คือเขาจะ install ไว้ข้างบน
You can zoom in as well.
Okay. คุณนานหรือเปล่าคะไม่ใช่นี่ค่ะค่ะได้ค่ะ
Change focus as well, so you can see how easy.
Document camera ก็คือเขาจะ install เอาไว้ข้างบนนะคะแล้วก็จะส่องออกมาคือจะอยู่แค่ตรงกลาง
ตรงนี้ไม่น่าใช่
เวลาพิมพ์เซ็นให้สะดวก
ได้ไหม
Okay, continue.
Right? Okay, that's cool. So apart from that, of course, is the tables divided into 3. Each of them have a 22-inch LCD panel, right, which is a touch screen. The interface is very, very similar to that of an iPhone. Basically, that anybody walks into the room can use it, without intuitively, without much learning, right? So maybe once I've dropped the call, you can play around with it. And through this interface, you can control who's going to come into the call and things like that. So that's primarily about the room itself, about blue walls and the room. What we do in the next few minutes is maybe take this call. Right now, I have called from Bangalore, India, into Singapore office. What we'll do is maybe we will escalate this call into a multi-channel call by bringing in more participants into this meeting.
Just hold on 1 second. Let me just quickly go through the room. So, any questions on the room? The wood panel, you can see basically this is to absorb and this is to reflect. So, any of the 6 participants in here can present at the same thing. We have spatial sound as well. So, Divakar, when he's sitting in the center, you hear the sound from the center. But Divakar, why don't you go to one of the extreme corners?
I think that's a good idea. So as Alok said, as I walk away, right, I'm walking to this part of the room, and if I sit here,
audio,
you should be able to listen to me, right, from this speaker, right, which is not this side of the room. And same way, if I move to that side of the room, automatically you should be able to hear me speak from this part of the room. Do you feel that? Right. The whole idea is that human communication, we always tend to listen to the sound, right, direction, move, and try to focus. That's why we try to keep it as natural as possible, right?
Second thing, Divakar, while you are there, we look at eye contact. So if Divakar is sitting at the extreme corner, if he looks at the person, so if he looks at you right now, you can see the eye contact is perfect. But if he basically looks at somebody in the center on this side, the eye contact is not that good. But this is the advantage with this, is the eye contact is best with the person sitting in front of you. But the other advantage also is that versus having a centralized camera set up, if the camera were centered right now and he were looking at the person there, it would be a side-on view. So it will look as if the person is looking out of the meeting. So that's basically one of the advantages of the decentralized camera structure.